What can you do when you're anxious and stressed? How can you take care of yourself and others in the wake of a changing world? Welcome to HPHY Healthy Practices, Healthier You. Subscribe and share if you find useful. So in times of change and uncertainty, like during our election seasons, it's just natural to feel anxious and stressed. With constant news updates, different opinions, the potential for change itself, these periods just can be overwhelming for so many, regardless of your affiliation. So today we're going to discuss practical, research-backed strategies for managing stress and staying grounded without disconnecting entirely. Whether you're feeling nervous about election outcomes, worried about societal impacts, or just simply anxious about the unknown, these techniques can help you navigate challenging times. So the first thing that we suggest is just limiting news consumption and curating your sources. Constant exposure to speculation, news, debates can heighten anxiety, especially if you're checking for updates around the clock. So to protect your mental health, consider limiting the time you actually spend consuming news. So frequent news consumption, especially in high stress periods, triggers the stress response in the body. The brain releases cortisol and adrenaline, increasing your feelings of anxiety and fear. So a practical tip would be just to set specific times of the day to check the news, maybe once in the mid-morning. Don't let it be the first thing you do in the morning, no, unless your life and your job is contingent on that, or once in the evening, and then just avoid looking at it before you go to bed. Curate your sources by following balanced and reliable news outlets that present information without sensationalism. I can acknowledge that this can be a little challenging in today's age of misinformation, disinformation, and clickbait-driven content, but there are ways to evaluate sources. So you can check for credibility and transparency. Reliable sources often cite their own sources and provide credentials for authors and are transparent about their editorial process. You want to look for diverse viewpoints. So balanced outlets aim to present multiple perspectives on issues, and a good indicator of reliability is when you see fact-checked, nuanced reporting rather than polarized opinions. I want you to also take note of the tone. News written to inform rather than to provoke is typically more factual and less sensationalized. So watch for overly emotional or fear-inducing language, which is often used in clickbait. Use independent fact-checking sites. Sites like Snopes and factcheck.org evaluate the truthfulness of news stories and viral content. So consulting them can help validate or debunk information. Cross-referencing with reputable source in stories like major organizations or research institutions can help just ensure that the information is accurate and widely verified. But unfortunately, also in this day and age, sometimes even reputable organizations repeat misinformation, and so we just have to be guarded and sometimes just find a way to step away. One way you can do that is by practicing mindfulness and breathing exercises. So mindfulness meditation and deep breathing exercises just help you stay grounded and reduce your stress no matter the circumstances. Mindfulness meditation activates your parasympathetic nervous system, helps to counter the fight or flight response, and just lowers your cortisol levels. So deep breathing increases oxygen flow to the brain, inducing relaxation and helping to shift your focus from stressful thoughts. So trying a short breathing exercise, inhale deeply for 4 counts, hold it for 4, and then exhale for 4, and pause for 4. And repeating this a few times may be useful and meaningful for you. You can also practice mindful breathing for even a few minutes a day to help you regain control whenever anxiety strikes during this difficult time or any time. Connect with others and just share your concerns is one other way to be able to alleviate some of the stress from difficult periods. Laughing together and having grace for yourself and others is just so important. So you start by being kind to yourself and being kind to others, no matter the circumstances, no matter the disagreements. I mean, social support is a powerful buffer against stress. talking to your friends and family or community members and really listening to them can help you feel connected and remind you that you're not alone in feeling uncertain, even when you're talking to someone who you feel disagrees with you or who actually does disagree with you. You can be able to come to a space where you are connected, because a lot of times we all have, a bit of uncertainty in in our thoughts and our actions. Social connection stimulates the release of oxytocin, a hormone that reduces stress and promotes feelings of trust and belonging. So if you're discussing politics directly, if discussing that feels too stressful, find common ground with others by talking about shared values or hopes for the future. So consider joining online or in-person community groups where members support each other in managing anxiety and uncertainty. Another great and fantastic way to really quickly alleviate stress and anxiety is just to engage in physical activity. Exercise is a natural stress reliever, and physical activity helps release built-up tension and improves your mood and enhances mental clarity. So exercise releases endorphins, natural mood lifters that reduce stress and increase feelings of well-being. It also lowers cortisol, helping to alleviate symptoms of anxiety. So even a short walk or a dance break or a quick workout at home can make such a huge difference. If you aim for at least like 20 to 30 minutes if you can, or 5 minutes if that's all you're able to do, of any kind of activity that you enjoy, whether it's just this quick dance party, a brisk walk, yoga, some stretching, some jumping, or even a quick break at work. Focus on what you can control. A common source of stress tends to be this attempt and worry about things that you cannot control, especially during uncertain times. Shifting your focus to what you can control significantly helps you reduce anxiety. Following Michael Stringer and his work on surrendering to what is, to be able to really deal with it is one way to be able to reduce stress, and you focus on controllable aspects of your life, like your reactions and daily choices, because that can provide a sense of stability that even in the midst of what you may think is chaos or environmental chaos or a changing world around you, you still have options and you still have things that within your control, and this mitigates your stress and improves resilience. So make a list of the things within your control, like your daily routines, your hobbies, exercise, your time with loved ones, and shift that attention to these areas and remind yourself that while you can't control external events, you can control how you respond. You can also use positive reframing techniques. Reframing a situation involves looking for silver linings or focusing on potential growth rather than only the negative aspects. Positive reframing helps shift focus from stressors to opportunities for resilience and learning. Engage in your prefrontal cortex to foster adaptive responses. Instead of focusing solely on the fear of change, try to find aspects of the current moment that offer opportunities for connection, for growth, for peace. For example, this election season might be a chance to reflect on your own values or time to build resilience through mindful practices. You can prioritize self-care and your healthy habits during this time to help you alleviate stress. During these periods, it's just super easy. It's very, very easy to neglect self-care. Taking care of your basic needs like adequate sleep, balanced meals, hydration, and downtime is essential for managing stress. Good nutrition, adequate sleep, regular hydration are pillars of health that cannot be negotiated, and they help you maintain stable blood sugar and hormone levels, both of which reduce stress. So poor self-care exacerbates the stress, creating the cycle of fatigue and irritability. So establishing a routine that prioritizes your well-being is just important. Setting a regular sleep, if you can go to bed on time, perhaps a little bit of exercise may help, you feel sleepy and help you stabilize your circadian rhythm. Setting regular sleep and wake times, preparing nutritious meals, drinking water consistently, and making time for rest all make a difference in just your overall health. Practicing self-care can create a strong foundation for navigating uncertainty. There are many additional practical steps and tips and all you have to do is just really find one that is supportive of your health, especially your mental health during this time, like a comedy or engaging with a person that makes you laugh. Limit your exposure to stressful techniques. You can hold a cool object, to your face, or you can count things around you to bring attention back to the present moment. You can try the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding method, where you can identify 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Before bed, you can also develop a routine that calms your mind and signals it's time to relax. And this could include reading, stretching, deep breathing, or even a warm bath. So overall, when we have periods of such uncertainty, navigating them can be challenging without a lot of these tools. But managing stress is possible with a few proactive steps. So from practicing mindfulness to focusing on what you can control, these techniques help you stay grounded, resilient, and connected to what matters the most and what will prevail and endure over periods of time. And remember that it's okay to feel anxious or uncertain. These are normal and healthy responses to change, even if the things that you wanted are happening. It's still very, very normal to be anxious and uncertain about them. But taking care of your mental health during these times not only helps you cope better now, but also helps build resilience for the future. So I hope you can use these tips to help you ground yourself, reduce your stress, knowing that no matter what, maintaining your well-being is always, always, always within your control. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and share. Have grace for yourself and for others. Be kind to yourself and others. We are one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a great day, everyone.